Mankind has long wondered. Are we alone in the universe? This question has been haunting science fiction writers, who imagined an encounter between aliens and humans in many different ways. For example, in his novel Cosmic Engineers, Clifford Simak described our friendship and interaction, and Herbert Wells taught us to fear them. His novel The War of the Worlds showed the hostile intentions of aliens and the total superiority of extraterrestrial civilization over humanity. Be that as it may, the thought of such an encounter stirred the minds of many people. And as soon as people had suitable technology at their disposal, they began to look for extraterrestrial life around other stars. The search still continues. But it is impossible to find fellow intellectuals. Maybe they just don't exist? If so, then what is the reason? Perhaps the most famous attempt by astronomers to find out whether we are alone or not is the Drake equation. The question is not just about the presence of any form of life, but specifically intelligent life, capable of communicating outside its own planet. In other words, the Drake equation doesn't count any life in the universe, but only those that are intelligent enough. This equation describes the number of alien civilizations in the galaxy that we might someday be able to communicate with. Its conditions meet such values as the fraction of stars with planets, the fraction of planets where life can arise, the fraction of planets capable of supporting intelligent life, and so on. Using conservative calculations, the minimum result of this equation is 20. That is, there should be 20 intelligent civilizations in the Milky Way that we hypothetically could contact and that hypothetically could contact us. But so far we haven't made contact with anyone. Moreover, we haven't found anyone, and we continue to drift on our cosmic dust, gazing into the depths of space with different feelings, some of us with hope and others with anxiety. The Drake equation is an example of a deeper problem being discussed in the scientific community. Considering only the size of the universe and our knowledge that intelligent life has evolved at least once, there must be signs of alien life in space. This is most commonly referred to as the Fermi Paradox, named after the physicist Enrico Fermi, who first thought about the contradiction between the high probability of alien civilizations and their apparent absence. Perhaps we should reconsider this question. Maybe a better variant, though more troubling, might be what happened to everyone? Unlike the question about the existence of life in the universe, this one has a clearer answer. The Great Filter. Alien life probably exists, but we don't see it. Consequently, the point may be that over the course of civilization's evolution, it encounters a serious and frequent obstacle that brings life to an end before it becomes intelligent and pervasive enough for us to see it. The Great Filter can take many forms. It may be the planet's location in the Goldilocks zone, or habitable zone, which is a narrow strip around a star, where it is neither too hot nor too cold for life to exist, and the presence on that planet of organic molecules capable of forming life. However, we have already observed many exoplanets in the habitable zone of different stars, about 40 billion in the Milky Way. They are quiet, and it is possible that their conditions are not suitable for the emergence of life. The Great Filter can also happen in the very early stages of life development. We know from high school biology that mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. However, mitochondria were once separate bacteria that led independent lives. At some point, a single-celled organism on Earth tried to eat one of these bacteria, but instead of being digested, the bacterium entered into tandem with the cell and began to produce additional energy, which helped the cell evolve in a way that eventually made the formation of higher life forms possible. Such an amazing event likely occurred only once in the Milky Way. In addition, the development of a large brain, like a human one, may also be a filter. After all, we live on a planet inhabited by many creatures, but human-like intelligence has arisen on it only once. Probably, living beings on other planets simply don't need to develop the kind of energy-consuming neural structures required for intelligence. All of the above possibilities suggest that the Great Filter is already far behind us, and that humanity is a successful species that has overcome an obstacle that has become unbelievable for any other life. However, even this may not be the case. Life may continually evolve to our level, but go into oblivion as a result of some catastrophe. The discovery of nuclear energy is a likely event for any advanced society, but it can also destroy us. The use of resources to create an advanced civilization kills the planet itself. Global climate change, which scientists consider almost entirely provoked by human action, is a prime example. Or it may be a serious threat that we don't notice until it's too late. Also, one of the saddest and even most illogical assumptions about the Great Filter is that humanity should not look for alien life, especially one that has already reached a level of technological development similar to our own. If the galaxy really is empty and dead, speaking of alien life, the chances that we have already passed the Great Filter are increased. The galaxy may be empty merely because other lives have failed some of the tests that humanity has been able to overcome. If we ever find an alien civilization, but the space is not teeming with intelligent life, it could mean that the Great Filter is still waiting for us somewhere in the future. Theoretically, the galaxy should be teeming with life, but it is not. Another possibility is that other civilizations that should inhabit the Milky Way have been wiped from the face of their planets by some catastrophe that we have yet to face. We've been sending out radio waves for decades, and we're only getting louder. Of course, an intelligent civilization may remain in the shadows, but we are interested in those with whom we can communicate, which means that they must be sending some signs. Be that as it may, we have detected no life other than that which is on Earth to this day. And while it may feel at times that we are alone, this only indicates that humanity's chances of long-term survival are a little better than they may seem. It is too soon for us to despair. But we mustn't stand still either. We have a long way to go to find interlocutors from other worlds.